Board meeting, January the 16th, 2018.
Roll call. Young. Present. Thompson.
Here.
Lawson. Here. Saunders.
Here.
And Duckworth. Approval of the agenda. Okay, we'll have everyone had a few minutes to check out the agenda.
Oh. That's a typo. She said 2017.
For the minutes.
Regular meeting minutes of 2017.
January 18th, 2018.
Okay. Are there any other corrections to the agenda? Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda? If not, can we get a motion to approve, accept the agenda with the correction?
So,
We moved and second that we accept the agenda with the correction of the date of November 21st, 2017. Okay. Okay, we have the minutes from November the 21st, 2017.
First. Sorry.
Are there any corrections to the minutes?
I see a typo down there under report administration. We approve this report in the sentence. She knew that she visited surrounding libraries and was happy to report that we have a very nice conversation. So, yeah, it's a fragment, something that she was
There should be and. Okay.
It should up above too. It should be a comma. It's just a typo. It's just there was a comma. Right behind Mary Trustman, it should be a comma between her and Oscar Brown.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Are there any other corrections?
Nicole?
I told you.
You want me to update?
No, let it come up.
Don't
Let it
look for
come up.
me, you know.
Let it come up and see what happens.
Well, I don't think I've never knocked it up in the name.
Are you calling?
I just left out the parent-teacher conferences too, so, you know.
If there are no other corrections to the minutes, can we get a motion to accept the minutes with corrections stated?
I move to accept the minutes with the corrections.
Question.
Yes.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Where it says, the board reviewed chapter 12, safety of serving our public, We did?
I gave you a handout of the checklist.
Uh-huh.
Yes. And we went through it and everybody said they would read it later.
Oh.
So it was on the agenda and I gave you the links to go in and review the links on your own because it was chapters 1 through 5. We didn't go through a thorough review, but we
Oh.
produced it to you. Yes.
That's why.
That's it.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
Awesome.
Okay. It's been moved and second, that we accept the minutes with the corrections. And Star's already asked the question. Are there any other questions? Okay, the minutes, may we have a vote? All in favor for accepting the minutes with, corrections as presented?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the minutes will be accepted with the corrections, duly noted. Okay. Any correspondence?
Other than what we have right now on the table? And what
And
you
I
want to
have-
share in your report? Yes.
And I'll share, I do have some, correspondence that I would like to share in my report.
And I would just acknowledge, this
Okay.
correspondence, Ms. Files put on the table. Board meeting, Hall Pass Education Foundation, Executive Order Leadership Development Firm presents board member voice dinner and workshop how to operate an effective three-way communication. We held at Dublin State University, January 25th, 2018, 5:30 p.m. And the rest you can. Thank you.
We got like 13 man. That's on a Monday.
The 25th is a Monday?
Mhm. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
25th is a Thursday. I was looking at the wrong month.
That's a Thursday.
January the 25th is a Thursday at 5:30 p.m. We do have to register for it. And that can be put under trustee education.
Yes, actually.
Would you recommend we attend?
Well, I would like to attend.
Let's see what my schedule calls
Would anybody else like to attend?
for. Yes, I would.
Phyllis?
Mm-hmm.
Phyllis would like to attend.
You see, it starts at 5:30 in terms of
Mhm.
on Thursdays.
Star?
They served a dinner.
Oh, I don't know about that.
It just says refreshments.
Light
dinner.
It
A
says
light
light
dinner
dinner.
and refreshments will be
Board
served.
member voice dinner and workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Is this,
It says down
is this Dr.
Light dinner.
Holmesford?
This is what?
Dr., I was asking if it's Dr. Holmesford.
Mm-hmm. Voice dinner and workshop, that's what it says.
Mm-hmm.
Right up at the top, Star?
Yeah, that's why I asked if it was dinner.
At the bottom.
Well, just, anybody that's going, that is planning to attend, let me know.
Yeah, put me down there for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good.
Because I was out of town for the last workshops.
So now, does that mean the library is paying for it? or do
It's
we-
trustee education.
We just
Okay.
said trustee
Okay.
education.
But confirm as we get closer to the date, because you know y'all schedules
Is there a
change, so.
confirmation, is there a confirmation? Register at boardmembervoice.ebright.com.
Now, I don't know
And
how,
she could bill us.
yeah, and I don't know how soon we have to register, but I'm sure since they're having dinner, they'll need a cutoff date, it's probably earlier.
Yeah,
So maybe you could check into that, Tracy,
it's down the bottom, it says register at.
where to register, but it doesn't have a cutoff date.
Yeah, I'll go to it, it's on Thursday. And it's close, so I have to,
Right.
it's close.
Did you say you need to let you know?
No, I was saying as we get closer to the date, but, if you guys are sure, because that's 2 weeks
It's like
away.
next
Yeah.
week.
Maybe you
Is
should.
that, oh, it's
Yeah,
next
it's
week?
next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the 25th.
Okay, so, who's attending?
Me,
Phyllis, Saunders, Payton, and Young.
Thompson? Okay, Thompson, question
She
Sure,
got
aren't you going?
she got some good clam chowders.
I would have to check. I
Yeah,
can't
good
say
clam
yes
chowders.
tonight.
Okay,
So
well,
question for you
you'll
two
let,
then.
you'll email
Yeah,
Tracy.
yes.
And I won't be able to attend.
Okay. That is,
So I'm signing the three confirmations, Saunders, Young, Peyton, up. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. And I'll ask Cheryl and Mary Lowe's.
okay, thanks. Ooh,
All she gotta do is stay late.
Right.
oh,
Okay.
and that's it.
Yes, okay.
I'm just putting it on my calendar now, so I won't forget.
I had a calendar till I lost my phone.
It's terrible, but that is our lifeline now.
Mhm.
That is scary, because it's, you go into panic mode.
Maybe it's in your car.
It's embarrassing.
Okay. I have a note now. All right, what's next?
Okay, I have big things, so it's taking
Oh,
a
we did
minute.
correspondence. We
Yeah,
did.
that's-
Oh, no, she's gonna do it in her report.
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going from that. Okay, comment, public comment, we have some public. Didn't I see a young lady back there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Skip over the phone.
Hi.
You wanna stand up and introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Keisha Fincher, and actually I was thinking about running for the library board, so I just came to sit in on a meeting. I don't have anything nasty to say. So.
Well, you have anything good to say?
Yeah, actually I love the library. I was just here, I think last week, and I checked out a book, so I'm always here.
Can you, Keisha, how long have you lived in the village?
Since 2002.
Okay, okay. Now spell your last name, Keisha.
Fincher, F as in Frank, Incher.
Okay, well, welcome to the University Park Library Board meeting. We're happy to have you.
May I have the correction of a small first name?
Keisha, Keisha.
I got it right. Okay, thank you. Yes.
Uh,
Do you care for some water?
Mary, are you here as a public, or are you just here taping, or would you like to say something? We know who you are.
I'm just going to take. You going to take. Yep, thank you.
Okay. I don't want to say anything.
Okay,
I'm just a public meeting, I'm here taping it, and very few people attend these meetings or know what is going on. So I can tape it and put them on YouTube or on my show or whatever.
okay.
Hmm.
Thank you, Ms.
Mhm.
Jones. Ms. Mary.
Whatever I have time for.
Okay. Okay. And Mary Truss. The librarians,
You missed the financial report.
oh, I'm sorry, my mistake. Financial report, I didn't see Cheryl and I got lost. Are you gonna do that, Tracy?
Yeah, I'm just trying to do the bank balances for December 31st, 2017. Old second business checking, $36,929.57. Old second money market, $189,790.87. Old second charitable donations, $138,987.86. Old second free cash, $2,206. Illinois funds,
$1,452.
$1,452.06. I'm not saying it all back. I'm just compiling. Illinois funds, $392,289.97. Illinois funds, debt service account, $82,898.96. U.S. Bank, $77,314. CD, $48,117.67. The second CD is $48,162. Grand total of $1,015,632.20. So for, we are at mid-year. If you turn to page 6 of your financial reports. So for the current month, we received 9,000, for the month of December, we received a total of $9,233 from Will County. And interest income, $493, debt receipt, $722, and donations, 20. And then year to date, we are at 443 for Will County, 443,600. For Cook County, we are at 3,135. For personal property tax, we are at $3,078. No, we have not received, although we are slated to receive per capita grant funds, it's not been released yet. Interest income today, $27.55. Debt receipt, $6,475. And then donations total $22,100. So if you go to page 7, thank you, ma'am. We are right now, mid-year, we are at 45% of our corporate line, which is good. So we're.
Tracy, can we go back to donations? Did we receive?
We'll talk about this in Maryland's report.
Oh, okay.
Hello. There's a packet. So the corporate line, any questions about corporate expenditures? Right now, like I said, we're at 45%, which is good.
What does it say there?
Down at the bottom on page 7.
Oh, okay.
So total expenditures.
I see, 40, okay, yeah. Mhm.
It's trustee education, so
So we're
page 7 of the financials.
Any questions on the corporate line?
So all of our training come out of the 5340.
Yeah, let me turn.
Trustee education functions. Mhm.
Yes.
Okay. And the 5030 is for legal notices? Oh, you said 50?
5340.
50/30.
staff.
Legal notices is for, no,
5030.
5030. Oh.
Professional development.
Yes, that's really for staff, but if it has to bump over into professional development, because we extended the funds and trustee functions, then we would bump to that line, but that's generally staff.
Mhm.
Does anyone have an extra pen?
I'm probably doing.
Thank you. Usually have 5 or 6.
School teacher, yeah, I ended up taking a couple away from me, parent teacher conference. I was looking for a way to
Teacher does.
I was looking for a way to get it out my pocket.
Yes, thank
You can have it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, back to the report.
I'm not gonna say right.
Okay, any other questions? So we're just waiting on our per capita grant too.
Yeah.
Okay, it's usually in by now, and we'll get it by January 5th. I know we usually do it.
No, spring. And then now, there's such a people downstate.
I thought it was
There's
usually.
some people for what?
Because they haven't signed the budget. That's part of our money too.
They
Yeah,
did.
but they didn't release funds to
It was
certain,
late.
yeah. So we are in that mix.
Hmm.
And we
Yes.
receive now than what we used to receive.
That's where that comes from.
Is that you guys, Governor?
Yeah, I got it.
You guys.
And the agenda says November, December, but, everything is cumulative in this report, so.
So that means the schools didn't get released either, okay. That means they didn't release budget for schools and stuff either, okay.
The schools are different, they're funding, they get it differently.
Okay.
Ours, the per capita grant is just, the grant that we put in for every year, and when they release the funds, it's just whenever.
That's what we had to
they release the
review all
funds.
the notes, okay,
Any other questions? Okay, address it. Any other questions? Move forward.
Call it, vote.
Yeah, we need a motion
I
to
make a
accept it.
motion that we accept the treasurer's report for November, December 2017 as
Second?
Second.
Second.
Yeah,
Alright. Roll call.
roll call. It's been moved and properly second that we accept the treasurer's report for November and December for 2017. All in favor by roll call, yeah.
Yes.
Thompson,
yes.
Lawson,
Nay.
Green,
yes.
Simon. Now for accounts payable for January, because we had paid the accounts
And
for,
December.
no, we had done those for December.
That happens over break, we don't have a meeting.
I know we don't have a meeting, but didn't we pay the bill?
We didn't vote on this, we
You
didn't vote
agree.
on move money in. These are the actual bills that was paid.
Number 24, Kleinville, Virginia.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna.
So these FOIA.
Review of the FOIA and the letter that was written.
I don't have that page.
What tips
It's
was
on the back.
And what tips?
There are no tips, he looked up the information about who we would go to find out information about the tips. So there's no tips, it's just an informational conversation.
And the tax appeal?
I don't
Same
have
thing.
that page.
It's this page.
It's
I'm
double-sided.
Yes.
It's double-sided, the financials. The accounts payable.
Well, what, let me look again then, I just don't see it right now.
You got one, Mary?
Yes, I have.
Take this one.
I'll look on the June's. Yes.
I think I see it here.
Why would you be looking at?
She just gave it to me.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why.
that's, she had an extra copy of it.
Why would you be looking at what must be on?
I'm wondering, why would he be, I mean, what motivated him to?
That's what I think.
Who is him? Who are you speaking of?
The item 24 on December 2017 accounts payable, Klein, Thorpe, and Jenkins. That's not the auditor.
Boy,
That's the law firm.
that's the lawyer.
That's the
Yeah.
law firm.
Mm-hmm. And
So-
he FOIA tips, tax appeals.
He said,
Are
We
you
sent
gonna have
it-
some tax appeals?
We did, I mentioned it back about 2 months ago, one of the meetings,
Oh.
that we got tax appeals from companies send in their objections, and we get a copy of the objections, and we sent those off to the attorney to review, and he sends them off to another attorney. So that's it, he reviews them, and then their ultimate recommendation is that we don't do anything. It will cost us more to fight them, and we're talking a small amount that the district would lose, so he lets them play out.
I found it.
Okay.
So who would appeal? What?
Who files the appeals?
Yes,
Businesses in the community that don't wanna pay taxes to the law.
okay.
or to any other
Businesses.
tax environment.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it's not just
It's not
us.
These
just
are
the library.
businesses.
School district and everything.
Mhm.
And he charged us $2,600.
No, that's
That's for the group.
everything.
What about the FOIA? His answer?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
And what
I
about
didn't
the,
hear a question.
About the FOIAs, did he have to answer some? So he
Okay.
constructed the language.
what about the tips?
Just that we needed to call, who I needed to call down to the village, I did. And there is no answer because there's no tips.
Okay, but what I'm getting at is that something motivated him to want to make inquiry about the tips.
I called
She
him
did, Tracy.
to ask, how
About-
do we pursue any possible TIF monies, and with that,
Oh,
because
okay.
remember your question was,
Right.
was it going to affect a tax levy? When
Okay.
we were doing the
Yeah,
levy
I
2
remember.
months ago, you said, hold off on the levy, we're submitting the levy because money in could affect our levy.
Right.
But in his research, yeah, that's how he got
In,
lost.
in his research, what did he find out?
There's no tips. He told me to call the village.
There's no money to be
There's no
received from the tips.
From,
That's what
for
it says.
us to be received from the village at this time.
Because the village doesn't have it?
He didn't even get into that. He just said there's no money.
Okay, because we are owed some money from the
Yes.
village.
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we're not the only tax.
Well, we're not,
Right.
we know,
Okay.
but
Yeah,
All
I know
right.
that.
in which lifetime?
Oh, God. Yeah.
We might be able to tax interest.
Can you
on it,
tell
I don't know.
Well, when they closed that TIF too, they're, I thought they closed, did they say they closed?
I'm confused.
Yeah, well, yeah, they closed the TIF too, but the village still doesn't have any money, so like they said, we're in line with everybody else.
Mhm.
Okay.
But why did it cost us,
That's a cumulative amount of bills over the last couple of months. It's not just one bill for 26,000.
oh,
2,600, not
2,600.
2,600.
I'm sorry.
right.
I need my phone. I'm sorry.
And what does the attorney have to do with the FOIAs? I thought we get FOIAs and then we give them the information they
We
need.
did
and that
FOIAs,
we
but
need.
this particular FOIA was a voluminous request, and so he constructed a letter to say that the request was voluminous and that it would require a little bit more time, and that the person filing the FOIA could reduce the amount of their request, so then we could get it out in a timely fashion, and that's what he did. He constructed the letter.
How much did it cost?
Who asked for all this? You can't say?
No, it's not a matter of I can't say, but I'm not an attorney. For the FOIA request is to get the information in, but if somebody asks you for 10
She's
years worth
saying
of
who
document,
requested
Who
the
requested
information?
all of this?
Mildred Morgan.
So.
So I
let me just
contact him to
understand.
make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to do, and then he constructs letters to make sure that we are
In
not
compliance.
violating and then that we are in compliance.
Okay.
And so he uses legal language, and he has to do it because I'm not an attorney. I'm just only facilitating the FOIA request. I know, that's next life.
It's
So
not,
are we in compliance?
Yes,
Okay. And,
Yes.
and that was what he said, we're in compliance
yes.
with the FOIA?
He constructs the letters or the language to make sure that we are in compliance with whatever comes across
So
our desk.
because it was a big
It was
request,
a big request.
then you needed to say you need legal,
Yes.
you need a little more time.
Right.
But if you want to reduce
If
the
you want to
request,
reduce it,
then
yes,
it'll be fast.
yes.
And
Okay,
cheaper,
so,
and
Yes.
cheaper.
And then at a certain point, the request, if it is too large, you can say there will be a charge associated with your request.
it's anything after 50 pages.
Where,
The first 50 pages, the first 50 pages is free. And then anything else after that, which you can be
you
charged.
have to pay.
so are we to keep seeing this kind of bill for FOIAs? Oh, okay.
Well, if you keep getting, well, it's FOIA's, tips, tax appeals and whatever.
It's, yes, everything.
It's
But if
a
you keep
combination of items.
Yes.
But if you continue to have, I guess, some of these things, then, yeah, you will talk to them.
It's an effort to protect the board members too, in terms of our liability.
Does he give an itemized bill?
Yes, yes.
So when was the last time they billed us? Because I went back, do you know when that was, Tracy? Klein, Thorpe and Jenkins? Don't look like they billed us in September or October. I don't see them on the accounts payable.
I don't remember seeing them on there either, other than the,
If the bills, okay, our board meeting is the third meeting, the
of the
third
month.
Tuesday of the month. If I've not received bills before our meeting, then they don't make it to our AP list. So
Okay.
it makes our billing kind of off.
I
Because
understand that.
if the bill comes in after the board meeting, I have to hold that bill to the next month. And that happens with all of our bills.
Mhm.
And then I go through, whatever bills come through and review, yes, you did this. So I found, a mistake on the bill.
Which one?
I don't have it in
Attorney bill?
here. Well, I think they confused, they have a client named Tracy.
Oh, really?
They sent us Tracy's bill?
They, one of the line items said that they did something for us and they had not done something for us. So
You gotta watch them too.
So here's the bill for November and December.
I didn't see. Oh, you said,
Here's the bills.
Is that from Klein?
Oh, what is this? What's that supposed to be? Oh, goodness. Oh, this is the one.
Tracy's Tavern.
You got my club?
I do. I do.
I know, a tavern.
okay. So that was December's accounts payable.
Yes,
And we did pay the bills in December.
yes.
What's a permacard?
Permacard is a company that does our library cards.
Okay.
And actually, that's the bill that, that bill can be crossed out because we had paid the bill. So the balance that we owed them is like $30.50, but we got a call saying, oh, you still owe, but when they were calling, they were saying that we still owe them $30.50, not the total bill. So
So,
that check was avoided.
I have a question about library cards as relates to something else. So we'll wait till after the financials.
When, item 22,
Which month? December, January.
December,
Okay.
it, so it was like, $175.
It was 200 for you and, I wanna say one.
Because I only went that Thursday.
Doesn't matter. That day was 150. Yeah, so it's 200 for you and then 150 for, trustee Saunders.
Oh. There's only $50 more for the whole week.
I
Wow.
thought you did do the whole week.
And that's what I'm saying, I did the whole week and.
And I only did the
and
one
She
day.
said she
did the
couldn't,
one
but
day.
did you say you couldn't do the whole week?
Yeah.
No,
but she's saying it's only.
It was only that little
$50.
difference,
Yeah,
$50 difference.
Oh.
That's nice, yeah. Well, maybe next time I'll do the whole.
Take a look at item 18. It doesn't say what it was for.
Envision.
Envisionware is software to run the MyPC program.
Run the what?
MyPC, the computer lab. PC reservation is what it is. You want me to turn, you guys want me to turn the heat up? Okay, I'm going to
It's
turn the
called-
heat up.
Yeah, you must have made one turn it the wrong way.
I just got colder outside. It's down to about 16 degrees.
My hands are freezing.
It wasn't that
Let's
cold
hurry up.
earlier.
It's 17, okay. Any other questions about, I don't know what, does anybody know, well, I can wait till she come back. Crossmark,
What number?
number 12.
I don't know what that was. I can look at my other notes and figure out that one.
And William Lau, those are the accountants, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Was that a combined check? Was that a combined check? Take a look at items 36 and 37, Tracy, on December 2017. Is that a combined check, 8422?
What you number is that?
That's the check number, yes it is, yes.
It's a
they
combined
combined.
check.
Mhm.
Item
The
36 and 37.
36 and 37 combined, yes.
Okay.
The 1095 is the tax form that they prepared for those who get insurance. Through the library, they have, that form has to be filed with taxes.
Mhm. And you had a question about Crossmark? Who are that?
Crossmark is our printer.
Who are they?
He did our business cards, and he also did our holiday invitations.
Okay.
Did you guys like the holiday invitations? I'm not sure.
The invitations were fine.
Yeah.
Don't even talk about the food, because that's just as bad as losing my phone. It's that feeling.
Oh.
Y'all don't understand. I take that personal, and that was just kind of like, oh.
I have some suggestions for that later when we get to that part.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that Crossmark, those cards are nice as well.
The business cards?
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, they printed them. We designed them.
Mm-hmm.
What about item number 20?
Gail.
Gail is a database. It's a group purchase through Rails. The libraries band together, and the course consortium purchases. We get a discount on the price.
Did we ever get the business cards?
Yeah, I have your business cards in my office. I haven't seen them.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right,
I have your
okay,
cards.
thank you.
No, they got the same size.
Any other questions?
Well, since we've done the water thing in Aqua, that price seem to be about right, or how much more you think
We
the
probably,
water bill here?
Yeah, I don't know, I don't make a bill.
I
we
know.
probably won't notice, they just did that in December.
It sure did,
That,
it was done 30 years ago.
that, we probably will notice an increase. Everybody, all of us.
Everybody.
Do you notice a difference in the water?
Yes, yes. Yes. To wash,
You
I
can't
took a
tell?
bubble bath.
I ain't never took a bubble bath.
Really, before I had the lotion in them, I don't have the lotion
I
in
can
them
tell.
more.
I can
And
tell
I
when
can
I
drink
wash
the
my
water.
hair.
I can
Yeah,
drink
you
water
do.
out of the refrigerator.
Mm-hmm.
And my,
Still smell.
Do you
And-
notice
and-
the difference?
and my skin is, it's so easy on your
It
skin.
sure is.
It's not
I
as
try
harsh on
not
my
Before,
body.
my skin would be so cracked that I don't even have the lotion. And it's
Our
winter.
cameraman wants to make a note.
I just want to make a note to you about that aqua water. You know, they did say that they would bring it in December, but they would not bill us until about March. The other thing, from my professionalism, I want to tell you, those who have maybe glassware or glass shower doors or whatever, what I did was made sure mine were all clean before, and then I sprayed water on them and let it set, and I sprayed more water, and I did not see that calcium build up on there. So there is, and I'm testing it on other
Other
things.
things.
You sprayed water from the water faucet? or
Yeah.
just
Shower head.
Because before, say you had a shower door, glass,
Yeah.
or plastic or whatever, or your glasses that you drink out of,
In the
they
dishwasher.
would be
White.
white with spots on them. Notice your ice cubes.
Clear.
We took ice
I don't use
cubes.
them. We got.
Yeah, but you just want to test it. I use the bottled water too.
Cubes.
But you take you some ice cubes and put in a glass and just let them set and melt. Before, with the water, whenever it would melt, the sediment in it was enormous.
Particles of.
It was almost like, but that was the hardness in the water and the calcium buildup in it. But there is a tremendous difference. My husband, it used to itch him so bad, he'd take most of his showers at the university. But now he's showering at home more often now, and he's not itching. But he would be like you have ants on you or something.
That's
The water
way I
was so bad. It was just that bad. But I've not noticed. I didn't have rust. Us who live down this way don't have rust.
Oh, that's good.
We didn't have very much rust.
It was all at my house.
Yes.
was
Yes.
trying to say it's at my house too.
Yeah, there is quite a bit where you live. There is quite a
I
bit.
didn't even use it to even make my coffee. That's how
Oh,
bad
yeah,
it was.
I didn't.
But now I am, you know, I'm taking the measurement and taking the water, just seeing how clear it is. Making coffee now.
Well, good.
I still haven't.
Okay.
I still haven't managed to put it in my coffee pot yet, though.
Yeah, well, check it out. It's, you know, test it.
I don't want to.
Well, moving back to the accounts payable for December,
Thank you for that.
are there any other questions? Because we do need to vote on this, even though we paid the bills. Can we get a motion to accept the accounts payable for December 2017?
I so moved that we accept accounts payable for December 2017.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we accept the accounts payables for December 2017. All in favor by roll call, Young,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
and Saunders.
Yes.
Okay, now we need to approve the accounts payable for January 2017. Much shorter list.
There's, salt and snow. I'm like, what landscape? Okay.
Put it with the office supplies, right?
Yes, office supplies, yes.
Are you more satisfied with him now, since we had talked with him?
Yeah, but I'm not having any issues thus far about snow not being removed in a timely fashion.
We should be the first on the list.
He dropped off an invoice and wanted to know if he could get that paid, approved for this evening, so he could be paid. And I'm gonna say it's got something to do with the snow. I didn't see it, so it's no grab it.
It is really cold in here for me. I don't know about you all, but I'm on TV, so I gotta watch what I say. Okay, that's better. Any other questions on accounts payable for January?
What did you say? Walk through it?
What?
Crossmark.
That's printing.
The
Printing.
Mhm.
And so Greensfield charges, this monthly,
If it
and now
snows,
it's added
That's a
December.
lot for
Salt,
just
snow.
January. Wait a minute.
he applies the way this bill works. For instance, the bill that he's submitting right now, January 7th, January 8th, January 15th, 16th. So if he salts only, it's $155. If he does snow removal, it's $175. Salting $155, snow removal $175, salting $155, snow removal $175, salting $155. And honestly, from other bills, that's pretty much in line.
Cause he
with
does a parking
I
lot
think he does
too.
our parking lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does the parking
And
lot,
he-
the front door.
Yeah, and it has to be done before our patrons come.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, is that one in addition to this one? Or is this-
That is in addition, so this would be what I would put into, February's. So he's asking if we could approve this so he can get paid
How
before.
much is that?
This bill is, $1,145.
Now, did you double check the dates on that?
Um,
That's what I'm getting ready to ask. Did you double check that bill with this bill right here?
I have not. I just got this today, that's why I said I hadn't looked at it.
Well, maybe we need to double check that.
Cause January.
Because this is still January.
Right.
December
We've
was,
had enough to,
December was only $485,
Okay.
cause we didn't have that much, but between when we got that bill in December and up to when this came out,
well, this is separate, this has nothing to do with the.
I mean, the one on here, on January,
1320.
the 1320.
The 1320 should just be from January 1st to,
No.
Well, it does say from December.
That's probably from
So,
December.
That's what
It
it
has
says.
something to do.
Go farther down.
Mm,
December.
December.
December
Uh-huh.
snow.
mm.
Oh.
December,
Oh,
it snowed before Christmas.
Okay, okay.
I didn't write down the dates,
Mhm.
but I do know it snowed in December, cause I thought that was unusual that we got some snow like that in December. But I don't remember how many dates.
Mhm.
Tracy is probably on one of his other bills.
I'm looking at the bills now.
And it also says in December, we charge
Yeah, we should probably track that.
monthly maintenance of 45, so I'm wondering, is all the service and the dates different?
Well, in December,
December, there was the monthly maintenance fee from
November.
November. And then, for December 9th and December 12th, there was, snow removal and salting. Twice for the salting and once for the snow removal. Let me see what last did.
That's December 9th and December what?
Cause sometime he'll come and do the removal and put down salt.
Yes,
And then sometime he'll come back and put down additional salt.
yes. And remove additional snow to make sure our walkways are clear.
Mhm.
So that was December 9th and December 12th.
2 days.
Doors are closed. That just heat is not circulating in here now.
Wanna open the doors?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot going on here.
Mm-hmm. That's
You
what
wanna
it
move
is.
it out to the foyer? I mean, out to the room?
No, we're comfortable. It's just cold.
you just say you ain't comfortable.
Maybe if we open up the door, it'll be better. Mhm. If somebody else complains, then we'll do that. Okay.
Okay. Any other, so you still looking up the,
Yeah, the one that, the other one in question is it's in another file, because I wasn't anticipating a conversation about the bill, because it was not.
so there are more than 2 dates in December though, than the 9th and the 12th. Cause it snowed around Christmas time.
There's another bill, it's just not in this file.
Okay, so then that means we can't approve the bill that he's asking for tonight. You don't have the other one. Okay. Are there any other questions when she's looking for them?
I'll put this in this file.
Okay.
Yeah, item number 17 doesn't indicate the purpose of that check either.
Number 17, EBSCO,
Well,
January,
well,
Quill, office supplies.
So you gonna add that one?
I don't know.
How much is that one? The new one, the new bill?
Let me see if you guys got
If you tell me the figure, I'll add it up for you.
Yeah, it just looked high, let's see. Add what? Hold on, let me get to my calculator. Add,
I asked, I didn't get it.
Huh?
She's looking.
You got a calculator in there?
oh, okay.
No, because I'm remembering another bill outside of the one he brought in today.
Is that in addition to what you got on there?
That's how we got that 1320, because this is the 485. Let me check the box right quick. See what's in the bill.
Mm.
Yeah, you gotta watch that, maybe double in the bill.
I gotta, you know, I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious? Back. Okay.
Just be patient.
Patient for the candy? It's supposed to already be there.
Just, my man.
Is that the candy she make every year?
Yeah, she told me she had, and I said, you know, I never got mine. She said, be patient for what? You said, oh, yeah.
Don't make me lose my religion on Wednesday night. Not close to Sunday, but.
I was supposed to go over and get it. I never went over there. So I said,
Then she gonna say, well, that was your fault.
Okay, Mary Louise?
so
Okay. So we're waiting on Tracy to do that. Everybody have a good holiday?
yeah.
Yeah?
Reaping the benefits of having adult children now.
Of having what?
Adult children.
Oh, yes, yes.
Reaping the benefits. The headaches too.
No, I don't have headaches.
One more, 2 down, one more to go.
Okay. Did you go out of town?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Didn't have to do nothing, but just relax and.
Good feeling, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Very nice. But yeah, you do all the cooking now. Yeah. I'm gonna have to do bring a dish. What dish?
Didn't have to do it.
You didn't have to do that much,
Do
huh?
that either.
Couldn't find it, Tracy?
But there's another bill, and I'm gonna say that we not pay him
Okay.
for this other bill, because he, like after we have the board meeting, he'll call me the next day and say, can I have the check, which he can in write have his check, but it doesn't give me a chance to process and finish putting stuff together. So it makes me discombobulated. Like, you know what I mean? Because I can't finish my normal function, so I need things to be, when we pay bills, we attach the check stubs to the bills. And when he comes in and gets his check early, then
That throws you
it
off.
throws off my whole process. So I'm kind of,
We'll make it wait.
So we just pay him for what the January.
so we'll pay that.
We can
And then-
just pay that
Yes,
one.
we'll pay that one, then whatever the difference is, if there is a difference, then that's how that next bill will be paid.
Mhm. So you will pay him $13.20.
Are we gonna pay him what
Well,
we
that's
cut a
already
check
cut.
for, right? And we'll go back through the bills. The 45, he's got that,
He's
he's
got
been
that
paid.
one already.
He's been paid that.
He
Yeah.
should have, right?
Yes, yes, those bills are paid.
Okay, December. Okay,
And
so
then-
he will be paid 13.20.
Yeah, but I will call him directly and get all the bills that he has sent, because there is another bill,
Mm.
Okay.
360 and 485.
And I like what we're saying, that maybe we better start taking a note more.
Well, it's
When
kind of
he
hard
was
to do
salted.
because he comes before we open. There's nobody here. He comes to
Yeah.
make sure that the walkway is, and then a lot of times, just think about the course of the day. If the day starts, we're not thinking about checking to see.
Exactly.
I know in the past, the issue would be that he was coming too much and we didn't need it. But right now, I think we've had
On
this
top.
conversation, he's on track and making sure that for business hours we open. I always take issues on a Sunday, don't come and salt on a
'Cause we're
Sunday,
not open.
because we're not open. So
Right.
he has to come and do it and make sure it doesn't accumulate too much, so we, have issues on Monday.
Mhm.
But
And he's done that.
he has done that, right. And then it's the whole, and I feel sorry for your employees, but you can't put the burden on us because of your
But he have
employees.
enough other places open on Sunday.
But that's-
If they don't work on Sunday, they don't get paid on Sunday.
But it needs to be done
Just
before
share.
Monday morning.
Right.
Open up.
But he's here on Monday morning.
And we don't open to 10, so technically you don't have to be here like at 7 a.m. to do it.
Or
We just want to
4.
make sure that it doesn't accumulate, so our patrons have a problem coming into the building, so. For the most part, he's on, but there is another invoice, so, we will pay him we've already paid him for the, December, and we'll just pay him the 13, and whatever the difference is, if there's a difference in the two, then we will, pay accordingly after that.
Okay.
You may wanna have a conversation with him to, let him know that he will be paid on a monthly basis, just like you normally do, okay? Because that's what led to our last conversation, about the landscape, doing it to standard. So, when he comes
Because we
in,
can't change our policy.
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. He's paid just like the rest of them. Yeah, right, exactly.
I have to leave that now.
Okay. What time?
8:37.
We got 15 minutes.
All right.
Okay, so are there any other questions about the accounts payable? Okay, now we have to make a money transfer for the bill, for the payroll.
So we have to vote on this January one, don't we?
Well, we gotta add the payroll in there,
Oh, just for January.
just for January. Right now, the accounts payable is $15,913.56. And payroll,
Can I see that report?
okay, payroll.
Checking, that's after. I'm gonna say 40.
How many payrolls?
So,
Two?
two payrolls, and then, before our next meeting, it'll be two.
Mm.
And then, 16,000, round up to 15, 19, 9, 13.
So that would be really $56,000.
I just added the 16,000 for AP for January,
Mhm.
10,000 for two payrolls, so 20,000.
It's 10 payroll, right?
So you said 40?
30, yeah, I rounded it up to 40.
Oh, okay.
Total.
Total 40,
Two
okay.
Two payrolls and the accounts payables.
You taking that out of what you pay?
Business checking. So business checking has 36,000 as of December 31st, but all the bills that went through for, December's AP total 33,291. So to be on the safe side,
So,
we have
You
36,000 in there, but you gotta account for $33,000 worth of AP list that went through. So there's not 33,000 in there, I mean 36,000 in there now.
so no, you transferring it from money market?
We transfer from money
That's
market.
not what you said.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
looking
I'm
at.
sorry, we transfer money
I'm
market.
like, how you doing?
You will be in the negative.
Yeah, money market, sorry.
money market to the business account?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the amount we're gonna transfer is 40.
Total, yeah, 14 and 16.
Can we get a motion?
I move that we pay the January 2017 accounts payable in the amount of $15,913.56 and 2 payrolls, to include 2 payrolls,
But the 2 payrolls are $10,000 each.
to include 2 payrolls,
I'm not messing with your motion.
and transfer a total of $40,000 from the Old Second money market account into the Old Second business checking account to cover these expenses. You got it?
I have a question. It says January 2017. Should
Oh,
say
okay.
2018. Okay, let's make that correction now. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Drawers and stuff.
Okay. So within, I move.
You second?
I second.
Okay,
And I move that we make that correction.
Yes.
okay, you move that we make the correction.
Mhm.
Well, let's do one thing at a time.
Okay.
Okay. James motioned that we transfer the money. Phyllis second.
Mhm.
All in favor? Are there any other questions?
No.
Ready for the question? All in favor by roll call that we transfer $40,000 from our money market to Old Second Business checking to pay the January accounts payable and 2 payrolls. All in favor by roll call? Young,
Yes.
Thompson,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes.
Green, and
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Okay. And now for the correction on the accounts payable, we need to make that, correct that at 2018. That doesn't have to be a motion, that's just a correction.
Mhm.
Okay, I want that in the motion. Okay, now back to, so, okay, my report, President's report. Well, Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
This year's getting off to a better start. We've had good accounts payable report. And we're not only a learning tool, but we're still learning as board members and community and residents of University Park. We ended last year on a high note, some may say, on a low note. Beautiful Christmas party at the library. I know we ran out of food, but everything else was wonderful. The library was very beautiful, it was festive, and everybody in here looked so nice. You all dressed up very nice, and I thought everyone looked beautiful. And the comedian,
Oh, wow.
Lady Lunchabelle, she was funny, and she was very, and I have pictures if anybody would like to see. I should have sent them to you, I know before now, but I'll get to it now that the holidays are over, but I have all of your pictures looking pretty. And we've contacted the caterer, we've been in contact with the caterer, and, you know, mistakes happen. You know, we've all made a few, so we move on from that. And on a high note of that, James has been bugging me about fudge. So I brought all of you all something tonight.
That's what you know about vacation.
I bought all of you all something. Merry Christmas from me. Each one of you.
Now I understand what you meant by vacation.
Yes.
James, it's about time.
I was supposed to go over and pick it up.
Thank you.
Well, you know what? I'm sorry, Keisha, I
I'm
didn't know
giving
you.
her some of mine.
I was gonna say, I didn't know you were gonna be here.
That's okay.
Thank you, she's not giving you all of it.
You know what?
know.
You know what?
It's a lot of fun.
Wait a minute, did everybody, here's one for you, Keisha, you take this
Oh,
one.
okay. Oh, that.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, no, because Cheryl has to get one. I want you all to all have boxes alike. And Mary, did you get one, Star? See, Star, give that one to Star. And this is Cheryl, because I didn't count on you.
That's okay.
And I knew we would have some guests. So Keisha, here's one for you. And Mary, here's one for you.
Oh, I get to eat.
Thank you.
I brought some extra ones. Okay.
Eat, because I didn't eat it
Don't
Christmas.
eat it all right now. Okay.
I was gonna suggest if you can't handle all of it, you know.
Thank you.
Oh, very nice. You all are more than welcome. I only make it once a year, so enjoy. That shows I love you all. So, on even a higher note,
We got no light, we got no. I just thought I might ask.
Then you gonna tap the chair with?
That's mine.
that's yours. This is Cheryl's in here. Deborah should have been at the board meeting.
I know what's going on somewhere.
And on a higher note, days before Christmas, we received our 4th distribution of our from our allotted trust of Michael and Gerald Gursky Trust. We received $20,000, ladies and gentlemen. One check was for 19 and one check was for 1,000 from the trust. Michael's was 19 and Gerald's was $1,000 for a total of 20. And I sent the administrator executive of the estate a thank you note. So we're going to have an exciting year at the library this year. We're planning an expansion. We've heard from architect firms. And we think we're ready to start. Now, the renovation project is top on the list of discussion for this evening. So with that said, we've all heard, it's been 4 of them here. And we've heard, so it's time for us to get busy. Okay, that's the end of my report. Tracy? Yeah, you're done, Tracy.
Thank you again thank you, Marilyn, for your report. Wonderful Christmas party. I'm glad you were pleased with the comedian. I can't apologize enough about the food because that happened on my watch and you know they just, but, yeah.
That too will pass.
And I did get your suggestions. Please note, if we do events, folks get paid. So the musicians and whoever entertains for us, they're automatically included in. Because I don't believe, as a performer myself, I don't believe in shortcutting our performance. So that's never an issue. And she was supposed to, and she called me and apologized, and she said that she did not do things correctly. But she was told to add more to the list. And she told me she always did 50%, at least 25% more. She didn't do that. And in shopping and just noticing the proportion on items, I knew then that she did not. Because I didn't see the food. I saw when she came in with the food, I saw her trays, but I don't nitpick. That's what she does. So I don't nitpick about whatever. I just let her set it out. But it was my husband that said when he went up to look at the food, he was thinking, yeah, that's not enough food for everybody. So if I had been alerted then, so she had enough in the hors d'oeuvres. It was just the entrees, the main meals. So that will never happen again. I promise you.
Yes. And we've used it in the past.
Yeah, and that was the reason we used her in the past. And so I just thought we were getting closer to the date. Go ahead and use her. I had another gentleman who gave us a quote, but then this gentleman also said, "I can only do this if you give me all the money up front." I don't think so. Yeah, that's no, we don't roll like because you know, but we don't roll like that. So I told him no, and he was recommended by someone that Marilyn had sent this way. So he recommended his friend, but he's like, "Well, I got to go do out all the shopping," and I'm like, "No, I can't use it." So then we went with Sarah because we had used Sarah before. So I can't apologize enough. Never again, never ever again. I pray. That being said, I have a list of our programs for December, and I know you have suggestions about, so I'm sorry, Phyllis' suggestion was that we make sure that we allot for the people that come and perform for us and serve for us, and so.
Cause the comedian kept cracking jokes about she
Yeah.
didn't eat no chicken, didn't even
Yeah.
get a bone, didn't.
Her name was, no, not really.
Personally,
Right,
we
but
should
a
have
courtesy,
fed
we
her.
would have fed her.
We should have
I
fed
told her some crackers left, but I get a crack.
her. You didn't even get a percent.
She could have got an extra piece of cake, so.
And if she come tonight, she'd have got some fun.
Right.
That's what I did.
So suggestions from, trustee Saunders duly noted, but, I take all of that stuff personally again, because, I've been the performer.
I just have
and-
some suggestions for caterers as we get to that point, okay? So we can, if we need to change, we can do that.
And then, so for, this is a list of our programming for December. Family Fun Night, we had, a, gentleman does marionettes, which is, of course, the lost art for me. He's coming before his name is Dave Herzog. Well, we had 64 people here. Yes. It was flowing. So just to review,
How many people attended the summer event?
I think I gave it up before. Yeah, December, we talked about
We
it.
got that in
Yeah, we do. So we're gearing up, of course, for spring programming. Black History Month, we do a trivia contest, just because the weather in February is so hard to predict. And it's hard to hire somebody and then not have anybody show up because the weather's bad. But yesterday's King celebration at University Park, at Governor State University was wonderful. Dr. Hakeem Abuti was a wonderful speaker. We have a number of his books now. Ones we didn't have in his collection is newer books. We purchased the books to add them to our collection, but he is a treasure for us. He is, if you don't know, he founded the Third World Press, and it is the oldest black press in the country, maybe even in the world. He founded in 1960, and his story is really interesting because he talked about, when I got up and spoke yesterday, I just kind of shared with the audience that we are an institution of knowledge, and we live in a world where we have to be connected. Like, I'm sitting here now panicking because I'm not connected to the one thing that I have to carry around every day, keep in touch with libraries. Yes, it is, but we have to be protective of our aging citizens because we live in a world now where they have to do everything online, and having to provide caregiving services for my mother over the last few months, I'm paying her bills because she's not going to go online and pay her bills. She's not going to go online and check her benefits for Social Security, and it's just very important, especially as trustees, that we share those things and the services that we offer. So our computer classes, they come, to invite the seniors, and not even seniors, the young folk who don't know how to use the actual computer. They know how to use a phone, but that information you're pulling out from Google ain't always right. And they don't know that. They just see it comes across as Google, and because Google is the Bible. Well, it's not. So I kind of shared some of that yesterday because our audience was an older audience, and people don't want to say, I can't get to my Social Security benefits because I got to go online. They're ashamed to say that.
Yeah.
And so when they walk through the doors, if they want to make an appointment to see us, then they can do that. But the biggest thrust is that we offer free. The kids programs are kind of no-brainers. But for our senior population, as I said, because I'm caregiving for my mom right now, I'm more aware and in tune how much our senior population is missing. And so if you were, for my mother, didn't graduate high school, she eventually went back and got her GED, and then she went to community college, but she was still at a time when computers were not, as much as they are now. And so she has a phone that she can work, but I think about other seniors that I come across, that's just important. Yeah, but you're not, but you worked. So she never worked that kind of job, but she never worked in an office. She never got.
Go in here.
She never worked in an office. She never had an introduction to computers, and so now she's 76. She still works. So now she's been on hiatus, but she worked, and they gave her a phone, and then they told her, well, you got to go online, and your check is gonna come through your email. She ain't had none of that.
I know.
So just keep that in mind, that when we talk about the library, that we push the services, and even if there's not a class schedule, we will make classes available for those who need them. And we will also be instrumental in helping them come to the computer, get onto the accounts that they need to, set up an email. That stuff can be done one-on-one, but that's what I kind of shared yesterday. So we're moving into the spring. We're looking forward to doing more computer classes, but if there are classes that people want and we need to hear about them, let us know. So that's it, Nashville.
Did you receive a tape from yesterday's services?
No, I don't think they take them. But it was a wonderful service.
Cause I was at South Suburban College and they,
Did you go?
with my top ladies and our top teams of America.
Okay, yeah, it's a STEM program. And Cremoni, show choir, they performed.
Cool.
And then their dance troupe, they performed. It was very nice, especially seeing them participate. So,
Yeah. I just couldn't do both, you know.
yes, Lord, I understand. That's all. We are. And the young lady,
That's what
there was a young, we were doing Cotton Club.
That's not usually till July.
No, that's March.
Is that March?
That's last Wednesday in March. There was a young lady who was on The Voice this past season. Her name is Megan McNeil. She has agreed to come and share with us.
And Cotton Club?
That's
Now, when is it going to be?
The last Wednesday in March. And then I was telling you about Black History Month. Our Black History Month is a trivia contest. And so we put out a question every day. And if you get the question right, there's a drawing at the end of the week for whoever got questions right. And we usually give away like a $10 gift card for like Walgreens or McDonald's or something. Something that the family can share.
Yeah, they're closing.
I know, my Sam's Clubs or my prescription.
Sam's
stores.
Club is closing too.
Yeah, so it's put it on, we put the question on the website, we put the question on the marquee, the kids come in after school, they share, parents come in with their kids, they ask, so it's kind of fun.
Do we have it on the marquee for the village? Because there are a lot of people say that they don't come this way.
Well, you know what, we can't put our information up there, we're not connected to the village.
I understand that.
We can ask about it.
We
Before
can ask.
we did a word of the day, and we did that with the village, so we can ask about just putting a question up there for at least for Black History Month.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe that, yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
what
I
I'm
thought you meant our
talking about.
activity,
Yeah,
I thought you
that's-
meant our activities.
No,
Trivia
just
question.
that, you know.
maybe some flyers at Village Hall and people come through there.
That would be
What
good.
about,
Doing it times that they are.
when did you say many,
Cotton Club is the last Wednesday in March.
Oh, that early? Mini Ravinia, the one?
No,
we-
no,
Oh,
Cotton
the
Club.
Cotton
That's
Club.
right, that was my mistake.
I was about to
I
come
think
cool
I'll be
outside.
I'll be out of town.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'll be out of town that
The
day.
last Wednesday?
Last Wednesday.
Of
I
March.
just have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
My brother introduced me to this app because he drives all over the place. And it's called Libby. Can I get on Libby and check out a book through here?
We have some information about Libby here, it's posted up.
Okay, because I want to have my audio book on in my car. Well, if I take a trip.
What's the name of it?
It's an app called Libby, and it's libraries online, and you can have audiobooks.
Spell it
And
Libby,
Libby.
Okay.
Oh, okay, cool. So we are part of this.
Okay.
Okay, so all you have to do is put in your library card number, and then there's a 4-digit PIN thing you have
That's
to
your
do.
pin from Swan.
What is Swan?
Swan is our library
It's our
catalog.
library.
But what is the, what is
last
the,
That's
one.
the circulation.
yeah, I would know it though.
Okay, we'll have to do that one tomorrow.
Okay.
So, call here tomorrow and ask to speak to
Staff.
Sonia or Shannon. And
Okay.
then we'll walk you through your habit.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Cotton Club start like 6 o'clock?
6:30. So we usually invite the jazz band from Cremoni.
Yeah,
They come out and they open up for us.
High school or middle school?
High school.
Oh, that's cool.
It was really
There's
good.
somebody in it.
They were really good.
They were really
The
good.
year before.
Oh.
Yeah, they come in and they open up, and then the folks, I don't know, our Cotton Club folks are, they're not hobby musicians, this is their profession.
Mm-hmm.
And so for us, it's a blessing that they even come out and entertain us. Brill will be here, and our tap dancer, will be here. And then Megan is the highlight, she will be here as well, so it's a treat that we get to.
Megan is the singer.
Megan is a singer, she was on The Voice, she did not win, but she was on The Voice this past summer,
Mm-hmm.
this past fall. But she's like a Jill Scott. So
Oh,
she does
okay.
really soul, and it'll probably be a challenge for her because Cotton Club is jazz.
Yes.
And we don't deter from that because you don't get to hear jazz. And I've heard people say there's no place where you can go and hear like good
Cause
jazz.
there used to be so many places
Not
and
anymore.
that's
You have to go like downtown, deep
Oh,
downtown.
no, just to let you know, I've been on my birthday, which was in October, at the, it used to be called the 50th on the Lake and then the High.
Right,
Every Friday night, they have live jazz there.
They're
And a free-
jazz
And
events.
not a free buffet, but a seafood buffet. Oh my God.
Friday night?
Every Friday night.
What
Mhm.
up? Is it still?
From like 8, it's really 6, because we got there at 6 o'clock. And we stayed later, you know, but it'd be so many professionals. Probably a lot of people you probably know.
That's off of Lakeshore Drive.
Lakeshore
That's
Drive.
right, 4900 Lakeshore Drive. I'm talking about the seafood buffet is out of this world. And it's only $20.95,
Very good.
and that's cheap.
Okay.
All right, that's it.
Okay, so that was the librarian's report. So everybody mark their calendars for Cotton Club.
Yep.
Yay.
Old business, Tracy.
Okay, so we have heard from 4 different architects. You should have a pamphlet in your, and I don't know if any one of those particular gentlemen stuck out in their presentation. But I kind of put them in order. So Dewberry was the last one that we saw. It was happening. I like Dewberry. I personally like Dewberry and what he had to offer and say. Studio GC was the first one we saw. Nagel Hartray was the second. And then M. Olson was the gentleman that came out by himself. He was here with
Mike.
Mike Williams, our former trustee. So I think next stage should be picking the one out of this group that we would like to at least start forming up an idea of what our addition will look like.
Well, let's talk, can we talk about them?
Yep.
Do you remember, I remember the reports from them. Mary Lois, I have this for you from Dewberry, because you weren't here. You gave them one?
Yes, she
Oh,
did give
okay.
me one, yes.
Okay. So I don't think you were here for their presentation.
Right, that's what.
Now, one of them,
Okay, we go.
one of them, if I remember which one it was, they didn't bring anything. He
M.
didn't.
Olson.
M. Olson, he didn't even give us a business card. Don't you all remember?
Yeah, I remember.
And I thought when you go to a presentation, you take something.
Yeah.
The rest of them came.
Something to present.
Yes, the rest of them, they had PowerPoints, they had documentation to leave us, but he didn't have anything,
Well,
so.
I will say that what I did like about him, he actually came in and he sat and he went through the plans and kind of went through everything. So he didn't just walk in, he came in, and I agree.
Oh,
He
that
should've
was the
brought
one
those
who was
things.
showing you the rooms back there, and, okay.
Yeah. So from that regard, I felt like he was listening to what we were really trying to do. M. Olson. I just found him on the internet. You know, he's a Chicago architect, but what we need to be mindful of is that we don't need anybody to push the tab for us. Right now, we just need another space. The decorating, they will sell you plans to, we can bring in a designer and they're gonna find you all the furniture you need. I don't think we need any of that. I think we need to figure out what, because they'll push the expense. And if we can get this done between $500,000 and $1 million and not be in debt, I think that's a possibility that we can actually achieve that, and that would be great for us, because then we're not creating any long-term debt for the library district.
and we have money to make some of these things happen.
So,
Well, when I say he didn't bring anything, I mean that he might have looked at the library, but the other guys did too. You know, I don't know if they looked the way he
Not the
did,
same
but they came prepared to present to us. And when you come not with anything to leave with me, that says something to me. So, any other comments on any of the other companies? Because they're all libraries.
they do other things, but they do
They
libraries.
do all do
Dewberry's
libraries.
mostly library though, isn't it? No?
They
Oh,
do
No,
other
you can
things.
check their websites, I just kind of put their names and not put their websites up, but if you even Google, they do
other stuff.
other
Oh, okay.
events, projects and stuff.
Mhm.
We're talking about M. Olson, I would say he's probably the youngest, firm in this group. And he just has a one-man office, maybe two people. So his overhead would be really low.
Yeah,
That
but
makes a
when,
difference.
but when you just have one man doing everything,
He might be going forever and ever and ever.
But he has
They
his
never
commercial
finish the
projects, so
work.
if, depending on how we go, I just didn't push it any further because we're already seeing for
Which one was that, Nagel?
Nagel Hartrick, was the company that I don't know if he did the projection slide up here. He was the second one we saw. And then Dewberry was the last one we saw. And I just liked his demeanor like talking to him on the phone, I liked his demeanor. Just Dewberry, I
I
did.
like everything.
Nagel Hartrick to me was more of a salesman, and his presentation was really about the add-ons he could offer.
and the furniture and the way he moved it around.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So, so doing that, you can tack another $100,000 onto your bill. And I don't know if that's where, because if we get the room built, over time, we can finance furniture, we can move things, we can do multi-purpose stuff. See all the chairs back there? They can go in that room because we have no place else for them. Yeah.
And that's
Speaking
what
of
we
which,
have
I'm
to
thinking y'all
consider.
talk about settling the chairs. What? Huh?
What'd you say, Joe?
I said it with my eyes.
What?
We're probably gonna get some new chairs.
Yeah. But you know, DIYs. Have some, what? That could be a craft project. It would be unique.
A craft project. Now, this Studio GC,
Studio GC, they're a good company. They were actually introduced to us. Dan has worked with them before. So he's worked with Dan on several projects. They're okay, but you guys didn't feel warm and fuzzy about Studio GC. So I think out of the four,
Studio GC was the first
they
one.
were the first one.
Well, when we saw them, we said that we needed to have, we needed to see other people too.
Yes.
That was one of the things we
Yes.
said, because we couldn't make a decision with just seeing one firm.
which one was the one that, the former trustee was on that helped build the library in the initial stages?
Michael.
Yeah.
Michael, which one, which
Which
guy
one?
was?
He
Yeah.
came in with Dewberry.
No,
Neither
it
one of
was, you're asking,
M.
when was
Olson.
he here?
Mhm.
That was Olson, M. Olson.
Oh,
They
That
didn't
was
build his
when,
library.
but they didn't build a library, but he
Oh,
was
okay.
here at the same time.
Okay, oh, okay. Well, who was the original of this one, of this?
Who built the,
Went. It's on the door.
Okay.
But they're no longer in business.
Okay, okay.
but
Never
they
mind.
left, the board that built the library,
Left it open so we can add on.
they did, and they left some prints too. And we've
Okay,
had a survey
okay.
that we've paid for already.
So the next
So,
phase is choosing an architect.
so Dewberry then, you like it because, what were you saying, you liked it? They do more libraries, you think?
I don't think the number of libraries they do is relevant. I think it's the relationship and understanding the money and how money flows through libraries. So we're not looking to be in debt.
Right.
Who did Masson's library? Do you remember?
Let me see. It wasn't Dewberry. Dewberry did Richmond Park.
Christian Park has a nice library.
They do?
But Clyde has kept, they've had some issues with the library.
structural issue.
Mhm.
And that's
Who did the
relatively.
library?
Dewberry.
And they built that library pretty fast though.
We can always find out who did Matson's,
We can,
because you know they did that,
right.
That
the
addition.
And then I know Studio GC did the renovations at Lansing Library, and he also did, work for Grand Prairie.
okay. And I like Linwood's too.
Lima Linwood. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know who the architect is, it might be
Yeah.
Dewberry.
Mm-hmm.
But I think for today's purposes, it's just choosing an architect to get the ball rolling.
There was a library in, I want to say, Palos, the Palos district. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I don't
Because
know,
Palos has absolutely gorgeous money.
I bet they do,
That's
but
Tinley Park's library is
It's very
nice.
nice.
And they have
Yeah.
absolutely gorgeous money in Tinley Park
right,
too.
they sure is.
Yeah.
who did those libraries?
We can find out who.
Oh, we don't know yet, okay.
And
Mhm.
Orleans Library right there by
Uh-huh.
Trina, by the mall.
They naming all the places that have all the gorgeous money.
But you know what?
There is,
It's, we're just doing, I understand what you're saying, but we're just saying who built it. and
Right.
how it
there's some,
looked.
there are some gorgeous
Yeah.
libraries out there. But I'm gonna tell you, when people walk in this building, they say this is a beautiful library.
It sure is.
Oh,
We put my library down.
I think so.
And when you walked in and saw that Christmas tree, that
Oh, it
scene
was so
at
pretty.
Christmas, wasn't that beautiful?
Mhm.
Yes.
I happened to phone it because the one that I did buy, I happened to phone it. I walked into Sam's Club and it was like, that's the tree, because you know, we have this tall ceiling. Yeah.
We talked about that.
We did. We did. I admit, I'm not the Christmas tree
This is
person.
very addictive. Oh my
Oh,
God.
well, stop it.
So,
It's addictive, how do
can I
you
make a
stop?
suggestion?
Yeah.
Can we choose for one of these four architects?
Mm-hmm.
And I can have the conversation with them about the reality and the feasibility of doing this project within the year. But in the
With the
meantime,
what?
I will, doing this project within the year, year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
But in the meantime, we can also find out who built Payless and Glenwood Linwood and Wilmington Richland Park, just as a backup to the next phase.
Mhm.
So if the first person we choose is not after he does initial work for us, because he has to come back out to talk to us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think then that we should take this thing until you get those other.
You want those other things, or do you want
We
to
can
move
do it all
forward?
at once.
That's what I'm
It's
asking.
like that.
I have a suggestion too. Well, we know what we can, we have the four. So what we can do, we can gather information on our own and we can look and see, we can look online or whatever. And next month be more prepared to discuss this, about the different architect firms that we have. That would be my suggestion. And then with what Tracy's gonna present to us about who worked on the other libraries. And we might find some of that out in our investigation, you know, and be more prepared next month. That can be our homework for next month.
I can't agree with you on that, but I can also add that I think we can agree on who we can eliminate from this list.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
Jim Olsen.
yeah.
I agree.
I just do
Well,
not
he was
feel,
already eliminated.
yeah.
I
Dewberry,
eliminated
having-
everybody but Dewberry, but then you said
Dewberry having problems in
Right.
Richland Park.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
so we
that's
can
what
look at all of.
I want you
I
to
don't know
understand.
if it was architectural, I know they had, problems with their heating and, HVAC system. So that's next, so the architecture.
And that might, that's not necessarily
Right,
the
right.
architect.
Architect,
right.
That's the, one of the
Electrician.
vendors.
You know,
Then
the
the
other thing
situation.
too is whoever we hired to oversee the project.
That's
You
how
said
that's
Dan,
That's it.
okay, then yeah, that's the one who needs to be on point
Yes.
with
Yes.
whoever we say we're going
Yes.
with.
And I listed Dan because we already have, a working relationship with Dan. And
Okay.
he knows our building, he did our roof, and so he will be privy to things that the architect will want to know that I'm not a construction manager.
Right.
So do you know what I mean? What, I tried, y'all don't know, I tried, but I'm not, so. I have a comfort level, and we talked about this before, I have a comfort level with Dan just because he's already seen us through
Yeah.
projects.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's work with him.
And hopefully you guys are comfortable with Dan too.
I don't have a problem with it.
Okay.
I've never met him, but I mean, he's done all right. I've never met him.
Oh,
He
well,
maybe
okay.
came because we had discussed the roof and everything in the parking lot
Mhm.
before maybe Phyllis came on board.
Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
So I would,
Sounds like a good plan.
so we're crossing off Emerson, what about Studio GC and Nagel Hartrank?
Well, like you say, we're gonna do our homework
Okay.
and go and do some research ourselves and just see what we come up. We
Mhm.
may,
Dallas, Tinley, Glenwood, Linwood.
Well, Nagel was more of a salesman, so we could
Did
really.
you feel that? Did you feel it when he did his presentation?
I just heard you say it.
No, but I mean,
Well, let's do a little research.
let's do some research and just see what.
Tinley, Orland,
Tinley,
Homewood,
Orland,
Homewood's
Payless,
had
yeah.
a big addition too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Matson, that's the one just
And
had.
Matson,
Matson.
Mm.
South Payless, Tinley, Glenwood, Linwood, Matson, and
Linwood.
Orland.
Right.
What about, Richmond Park?
Richmond Park.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
we're talking about Richmond. Yeah, Richmond
They
Park.
had Dewberry, okay.
Well, like you said, it may not be structural, it may,
Right.
you know,
Okay.
nutritional.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's good. That'll give us homework for next month.
Okay, but you know, I was in Phoenix
Phoenix
for a
has
birthday
library?
party. No, but they had a multi-purpose room.
Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
I want to know who built that.
Oh, it's old.
That's an old building.
I
know.
know,
Wait,
but
reception
but that's the
How long
room.
you been married?
That's our room.
It's very.
We divorced.
It's
Our family.
I've been divorced 30 years.
I know.
Hold on, come on, that's been since
I'm
then.
gonna
That's
find
not
out.
the same one.
It's not since then? I
That's
mean,
not the
okay,
same,
they
but-
rebuilt it, okay.
No,
Okay.
That's not the same room, Phyllis.
Really? Okay, because it was new then, they rebuilt the Phoenix Multi-Purpose Center.
It's not 30 years old.
Well,
No, I don't think so.
my family always had stuff there when it was new.
Yeah.
But okay.
In the 80s.
It was like the sketch of what we are looking to do. When I saw the room, it was a no nonsense, just a
Did we talk
room
about
and the state. Yeah, just honestly, I keep describing it as a box on a multi-purpose box.
Mm.
But it has to be flexible to
It has
do
to be
other
flexible,
things.
right.
Maybe with division sections,
Right.
you know. So we.
Who was the
There, they got
designer
the big
that's-
kitchen and stuff where you
Right.
can bring your food, because our top ladies do it. Our
Who
people
was
there.
the
What you call it?
designer?
After Christmas Kwanzaa, we do
Mm.
Kwanzaa over there for the seniors.
Who was the designer that had it where you can bring up,
Nagel.
all the designs and make the room transitional and bring up walls, and that was Nagel? And that's the one we want to cross off?
No,
No,
Olsen.
Olsen. I like that though. I like the fact that you can transition. You can make a wall, you can make it a screen, you can make
That
it a
was-
theater.
That was the purpose of this one, that's why.
That was the
wall.
one Tracy was saying she felt was a sales. So.
But that doesn't mean that
It can't be done.
whoever can do it.
They can.
Well, we
Once
can
we
still
decide,
look at the.
once we decide who the architect is, you can lay out the plans of what you
Yep.
think will
Okay.
be
Because I would like that transitional thing.
And we want
I
transition.
really would like that.
And I would like
But
to
we don't
be-
want to push the budget $100,000.
And if possible, I would like to have a room that's, connected with the outdoors, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
With a lot of glass.
visual.
Like in Bermuda, the
Visual.
wall goes up, we can look out at the car.
Something.
I want it to be warm though. That just
But you
reminds
know,
me.
with the thermal glass,
Yeah.
like, cause back there it's not cold.
Mm.
It's just that corn is, you know, our visual.
But you know, our property goes back a pretty decent
It does.
area, so that can be cut down where you have
And
landscape.
plant some trees.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause are we building, are we growing the corn?
No.
No,
Oh,
Somebody else.
We could, because we can have a community garden.
It's ours if it's on our property.
We could have a
So if
community
that
garden.
corn is on our property?
I don't know, but
I
you
don't
know,
know.
we take a look at the boundaries of our property. It was supposed to have been marked
It
at the
goes
last.
back.
It was supposed to be
It's
marked
marked,
at
you
the last
just can't see
survey.
because everything's so high.
Okay, but
Come
if
on,
it, you know, we can
harvest
cut,
some of that corn.
we
well,
can,
we see the corn right here behind this window.
Sell it as a fundraiser.
Okay.
we can cut down
Uh-huh.
whatever is on our property up to that boundary line, you know.
And can we make the person who grew the corn pay us for?
Well, if they're growing it on our
property
property, they
all
should
these
not be
years?
I
growing
don't think
on
it's
our
corn back
property.
there. That, to this side of us is corn
It's-
field. Behind us is not, it's
It's
just
not,
wild.
and I don't know if that's our property.
But I was talking about what
Behind us is
Jewel
our
brought up, the
property.
Behind the
serene
glass.
On this
appearance.
side is corn.
But
Back,
I mean, but is that our property over there too?
Over where?
it extends out a little bit to the right, but then further.
You're talking about to the south
Where the,
and over here to the west.
Mhm.
Yeah, and even back this way on the other side of that parking
We
lot.
had a healthy amount of property.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
not,
15,
not a lot to
50,
the
50.
south.
And we did the
Up to about where
survey to
the,
find out where
They
the
might
stopping
Up to
points
the,
are.
I think up to the side, Tracy, if I'm not correct, if I'm not mistaken, it goes up to where those bushes are. Just where those bushes stop.
Behind the bushes, I think.
Behind
Yeah,
the
because it's
bushes is
marked.
where the corn is, that's not on our property.
I don't know. You see, when we was talking about that bike program, with, what's that other name? We had that survey done, and all this was supposed to have been marked, so all we had to do was go out there and look at that marker. Okay, but you know, it started, we never did go out there and check it out. You suggested Saturday, we never did go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we did do the survey though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have the
did
survey.
And it's supposed to have been marked.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was all marked.
Okay.
Can I ask one quick question? How many people, are you guys familiar with the Kroc Center in Chicago? On 119th Street?
The Kroc Center, yes.
Uh-huh. You see those rooms and how they open out? Somebody here just said that.
The Kroc Center, I'm familiar with.
How they open out.
Well, they can be outdoors.
Oh.
You have that ability to open up to the outdoors, and they have that ability to make the room small or large and whatever.
It should be beautiful. They should be able to have weddings in there if they want to. I
Mhm.
mean, I think it's just wonderful to do stuff like this in a multi-purpose type of room that can transition. Okay. That's just my opinion.
Okay, so we,
So she gotta get out.
okay, so we will have, homework to be completed with next month. Independent Construction Services, I think that's Dan. Is that right, Dan?
Yes.
Okay, we have down here finance options, but, right now, we have a ways to get to that, so that can be tabled. Okay, new business, board meeting ordinances. Okay. Ordinance certificate, Joel Thompson is duly qualified as acting secretary of the Board of Trustees, University Park, Cook County. And the keeper of the records do hereby certify that the attached hereto is true and correct copy of the ordinance 10-01 and ordinance establishing regular meeting dates of the Board of Trustees of University Park Public Library District, Will and Cook counties of Illinois. So she gave us a list of all the dates for our next library meetings for 2018, because this has to be published. So, do we have to vote on this?
Yes.
Okay. So can we get a motion for,
Right.
for the ordinance? Yes, it's an ordinance, 2018-01, and it concerns the regular meeting dates for the University Park Public Library District Board meetings.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded by Young, and moved by Young and seconded by Green that we accept the dates proposed. And as we all know, the library board meetings are the third Tuesday of each month at 7:30 p.m. and this will be published. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So it is passed. These are our meeting dates. Okay. We have a sexual harassment policy that we need to discuss. I did see that here somewhere. And this probably came about because of all the sexual harassment issues that we've had in the news lately. We just need to, make sure that our sexual harassment policy is updated. It was already in our policy of procedure,
This was,
but, we just need to make, were
It's
they
the
in?
same one was?
that, the one that says University Park.
This doesn't say, this says.
This is
Right in.
The single sheet cover
This is
five.
the one that was in our policy.
Mm-hmm.
The other one that's attached is, the language that was put forth by, Illinois State Library and ILA. And so, I'm asking that we approve the one they, so yesterday, I'm sorry, not yesterday, back in December, all directors got an email saying we needed to approve a new sexual harassment policy by January 15th. But they did it in such a late time that we didn't have a meeting in December. So I sent an email to the girl at the state library and said, our meeting is not until January 16th. And so she says, well, we would say approve it before, can y'all have a special meeting? But then when I reviewed our policy, we have the same language they're looking for us to put into the new policy. So there was no need to call a special meeting to do a new policy because we addressed it. They, however, are saying that it should say sexual harassment is prohibited. So ours doesn't speak the same way, but we address all of the stuff that they recommend should be in a policy. So this policy is a little bit more fleshed out, if you will.
The new, from them,
From Illinois State Library.
okay.
You know, the only thing I have, the only problem I have with stuff like this is I like to sit down and read it first.
And you can.
Okay.
So we already have the policy, so we don't even have to review it today. Because we already have a policy that addresses what they wanted us to have passed.
Okay. Now, the other thing too is that it says before adopting an ordinance, municipal officials should consult.
This will go through our attorney, but I wanted to let you guys know that we were gonna do that before.
Okay.
But Illinois State put it out there, and they are recommending that all libraries have this language or their own policy. But there are four components. It is that, one, that we say that it is prohibited. Two, that there will be no retaliation by any individuals wishing to report a claim. And that we offer solutions and the information of where they can go to get additional help or to, put out a case or file a case. So we address all of that in our policy already. So this can be tabled.
Okay, so that can be tabled until next month as well.
So then you have time to read it.
Okay, and we tabled the finance options too.
Okay.
When you were gone.
Well,
because that's not necessary.
the only thing about the finance is just making sure that,
God bless you.
so we're looking to finance, I don't think we've ever talked about how we were gonna finance, the possibility of financing. We can take out, use the library, our existing building as collateral, and then we take out a loan, a CD for the loan amount, and then we take out a loan.
Say that again, please.
What'd you say?
I said,
If we go get a loan, we will need collateral. Our collateral will be the building, and then we take out a CD for the loan amount. So I have to have it all written out for you. I'll bring it next month.
Yeah,
That's too much.
because-
I don't,
well, it's a lesser, interest.
That's too much for now.
Is that what you're thinking? Right, that's a lesser interest.
But in speaking with, there was a
But
young
can-
lady at the,
I just didn't know we could do that.
yeah, we can,
I mean, I know we don't wanna have a referendum to raise the money,
right.
to put it
how
on
much money you
tax.
talking about spending on that issue?
We talking,
Under a million.
yeah. And even though we have $1 million, we don't wanna
Well, I
spend
know
all
that,
our money.
I know that, but I just did not, well, first of all, you put three banks down.
Cause these are the conversations, I've had the conversations with these three companies.
Thanks,
Yeah.
okay.
And I agree
And
with
we have a
you.
relationship with those seven.
Yeah.
We got a relationship on second, but I agree with you, it's too much to try to process it. But,
It's too
in
much
terms
what?
of,
To process at 9:30.
No.
Oh, okay.
but, I like your idea about put it all documented, let us review it. But the other thing is this, which one of these banks got the lesser interest?
Well,
In terms of the loan?
It just depends now where the market is. So we
And
have
you won't know that until you apply for
till
the
you
loan.
apply.
Okay,
You
so
apply.
I think that it's a matter of process first. We need to decide on the architecture first.
Yeah.
And then that will give us more time to consider the finance
We don't
options.
even know how much money we're talking about.
No, but that's what I'm saying, we need to go in
She
with a
said-
price saying, let's
she
stay
said-
under this amount. And if we say the building will be, because the building is paid for, that bond has been paid for, so we don't owe
Right.
anything on this
This
building.
building.
So the last thing we wanna do is take out more bonds, because going after more bonds
Right.
means we have to go to referendum. And that
We don't
process,
wanna
and
do
we don't
that.
wanna do that
We
because we're
don't wanna
already
do
sitting
that.
on funds that we need to expend.
Our
Well, can I get
taxes
a
are
copy of
high
that?
enough.
Yeah, right,
Now we
I
can
can
do
do
that.
that.
I agree with
that's
you. I
it.
agree.
I'm going.
That's not to me an option.
No, it's not.
What's that?
Not to have the taxes
Referendum.
raised with the referendum.
I have to go.
Okay, so that's why we tabled that while you
Yes.
were out of the room.
That's fine.
Okay, now we tabled sexual harassment policy. Now, the last thing on the agenda is the ATT.
Okay, this we cannot table, and I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
ATT wants to transition us into fiber optics. And that will allow for greater speed for our internet, the whole 9 yards. So right now, we do a T1 line, we do a T1 line with them. So we would no longer have the T1 line, we would now have Ethernet and fiber optics.
Careful.
Now, I'm not very techy to that regard, only to a certain extent, but this we need to do.
Now, is there gonna be a cost to us to go with fiber
I was told
optics?
that it's not gonna be an increase. Because we live in,
That's
A
the,
fiber optic
Yeah, that's-
environment,
that's the new,
Yep.
that's the
Yep.
new,
new quality of service that's
Yep.
being offered. They had to redo the whole system inside of Chicago.
That takes the place of landline.
yes,
right,
well,
and
T1 lines.
the
Oh,
T1.
okay.
T1 line, DSL, all
Yeah.
of that.
DSL.
Okay.
It's like a fiber optic highway
Yes,
going
Yes.
down, say Cicero, and it
Okay.
just blinks out and reaches
Yes.
out. And believe it or not, little old Chattanooga, Tennessee, where I'm
has fiber
from,
optics.
it's the best fiber optic city in the United States. Chattanooga, I was shocked. They have to get around those mountains though.
Oh, boy.
So, yes.
Okay, so what do we have to do?
Sign the contract.
Okay, and there's no charge.
There is there's
some
language
good
in the,
service.
there's a charge, there's a monthly charge. Right now, we pay about $300, a little bit less than 300, but we pay that for the T1 line.
T1 line.
Which
And
administers
we don't know
our,
what this,
this is, the charge is like $284 a month, it's less than, it's in the bills. The
that's
bills
what
over
this is.
here.
Okay, but they can guarantee us there'll be
Yes,
no
and
charges.
Jason has reviewed this contract as well.
Okay.
And who's Jason?
Now,
Jason is our
attorney. Now, how long, you never met Jason?
I've never met Jason either.
Oh, well, he needs to come to a meeting.
Yes, he does.
Okay, so now,
Haven't met.
when would this be effective?
So we sign contracts, and move forward.
And what do they have to do for us to get the fiber optics?
Okay. So it looks like it's $254 a month. I'm gonna say there's no charge for this.
But that's something we need to definitely find out. We
No, I
can't
haven't done my
assume.
thing, the monthly billing rate $150.
Well, the pricing schedule is for a 60-month period, that's in the contract.
Yeah.
And it says totally bill monthly, reoccurring.
I mean, if we don't do this, what's the alternative? Is there an alternative?
There is no alternative.
Yeah.
Okay, is it a different
Alternative is-
company or no?
No,
No, the alternative is to continue to keep what you got.
right, I don't think we
But
can phase all of that out.
AT&T is gone.
But if you have not, they have no choice but to continue to provide it, even though they
Until
want
you
to, they'll
make
just
the
keep bugging you
decision.
about
Until
doing
it's
this.
not available
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
There will
That's
be
gonna be a
phased-
while.
There will be.
No, it's
phased out.
now, it's now.
Mm.
If they
It's
stop
like the
providing
water.
a service, then internet shuts down, I think.
Mm.
So the pricing schedule term is 60 months.
Yeah.
Mm.
But did they put a date on there as far as when we have to, make a
Change.
decision, yeah, what's the deadline on that?
It doesn't say, it's just, what I'm looking at, it says that the.
Please sign, well, it said, please sign by December the 22nd,
Okay.
2018, but I don't know if that
Okay.
2000, if that December 2018 or that they have mean 2017.
Well, they
Because-
said 18, so we got something to go on.
Yeah, that's probably a typo, though.
Yeah, and this right here says that ladder of the effective date of installation of the service component, start date of minimum payment.
So we wouldn't begin to pay them without, making sure what we had already was paid. But if they said December, 2018.
That's what they say on
Yeah,
here, but
that's what you have to go on, and we have something to challenge them on.
I just can't believe they put sign, we got a whole year to sign.
Oh, you decided.
They have,
Please
please
sign
sign
by
by
December
December 22nd, 2018. That must, when did you get this?
We started having conversations about this in the fall.
So that must be December 2017.
I can ask them about it. I mean, I'm pretty
I
sure
think
that they'll
that's
give us
a
one more
typo.
month. But the option is we really don't have any options to get a T1 line. And it's going through ISO, the Illinois Century Network. And so all of their infrastructure, some libraries will get this for free, some libraries have to pay for it. We just happen to be in a business community where it's already being offered in years by businesses in this community.
That's because we have the industrial park.
Yep. Yep.
Very good.
So if you want to review it and hold off on it, but it's already been sent to the attorney.
And you approved it?
That's what
It's not that much more.
And it's really
It's gonna be
cheaper.
less.
It is cheaper and
It's cheaper.
we're getting away from the T1 line. So
And it should be faster,
It should be
See?
faster.
Your
So
And more
service, your
reliable.
service is going to be much better and faster.
it is.
Okay.
And
So I don't
our
have-
IT guy is for this and he
Okay, so
Okay.
we need a motion to accept the AT&T fiber optic agreement.
I move that we accept the agreement from AT&T.
I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and second that we accept the AT&T agreement. All in favor by roll call. Young,
Yes.
Lawson,
Yes.
Green,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Peyton, yes. Okay? Okay.
thank you.
So I won't have this problem with my phone when I come in here, I'll be able to
Okay,
get.
well, here's the trick. You need to go into your settings and choose UPPL Public.
Oh,
Can we-
library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can we get are there any other announcements or anything? Can we get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Well, one other announcement, I'll be looking to start up that summer tutoring program kind of early this year.
Okay.
Might be March. Well, not started, begin planning for it. Begin planning for it.
And we might add you do such a wonderful
Wonderful
job.
job.
We're so proud of you.
And tell us how many children was really,
Each year goes up.
yes, in this
But
last year.
We're gonna need some space, some additional space.
But tell us how many children that was really last year.
It was
About
what,
70.
60 in the
It was
program?
close to 70 people.
Wow, I remember that was.
But they had intermediate, some families go on vacation, but each
Sure.
year the enrollment climbs.
Gets larger.
Yeah, it climbs. It's beautiful.
And the teachers involved were very
Oh my
excited.
God, I heard that.
James did a wonderful job.
Yes, we want to thank you, Mr. Young.
I appreciate it.
That's what it's about the children.
Okay, absolutely. So are there any other announcements? So I move that the meeting be adjourned at 9:38.
Okay, I second.
Why are you laughing at?
Just you moved it.
All those in favor?
All those in favor?
Aye.
I'm gone, right?
James, I got your pen.
I'm gonna go
I'm ready to go. I'm cold.
do this.
Okay, do you want to take a copy of it?
No, I'm gonna call.
Okay.